If you're serious about building a coaching business, you need to stop giving away your coaching services for free. Unless you want coaching to be no more than a hobby for you, it's time to start charging for the value you are offering. How do you make the transition from free to paid coaching? I'm glad you asked. Let's talk about it. Hello and welcome to the Savvy Corner. I'm Alisa, a financial and business coach, and on this channel I talk about managing your money, your business, and your mind around it. If that sounds interesting to you, you might want to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any future videos. I release one every week with actionable tips and strategies to help you build a financially viable and sustainable coaching business. You can't talk about financial viability without talking about money. I know not many people like to touch upon this subject, but the truth is that if you're not making money in your business, then you don't have a business. You have a hobby at best, or a money-sucking machine, depending on how you look at it. Coaching for free is something a lot of new coaches do, and sometimes it makes sense to do so. But there comes a point when it's time to move away from free coaching and start charging for your work. And that is what we will discuss in the next few minutes. Let's talk a bit about free coaching, why people do it, and when it's a good idea. Many coaching training programs require a certain number of coaching hours practice before you can qualify as a coach. And sometimes it is specified that those hours cannot be paid, hence having to coach for free. Established coaches might also do free coaching as part of their pro bono work, as a way to give back to the community, to do charity work, etc. What I also noticed, and I've done this myself, is to do a free taster session when I knew there was scope for paid work coming my way on the back of it. And that is usually when I have collaborated with an organization and they wanted to get familiar with my approach beforehand, sort of like a demo session if you want. In all these cases, free coaching is a good idea. You either don't have a choice if you're training to become a coach, or it's an intentional choice or a strategic decision. Beyond that, however, I don't find free coaching to be effective as a way to get paying clients, which is why I'm advocating that you move away from it. Why do I say this? The rationale behind doing free coaching is that those clients will find coaching so transformational and life-changing that they will want to become paying clients once they get a taste for it. The reality is that it's pretty rare that transformation will happen in just 1 or 2 sessions. You usually need a longer period of time and a higher number of sessions before that happens. And even if it does happen in a couple of sessions, the question that arises is, why would the client want to pay for further sessions if they have already achieved the transformation they expected? Another thing to take into account is that for the client to get results, they need to be fully committed to getting those results and to the process of coaching. For that to happen, they need to have something to lose if they don't. With paid services, they lose the money if they don't commit. But with free coaching, what have they got to lose? Not much. Which is why, if you've done free coaching before, you might have noticed that clients cancel at the last minute, or they arrive late for the session. They don't do any reflection work in between, or any other actions that they have committed to doing. Or they don't even show up and they ditch you. That is a consequence of the client not having any skin in the game, so to speak. I've said this before, clients who don't pay attention. So my suggestion is, if you're going to do free coaching, make it very clear in the coaching contract that by offering them a fixed number of free coaching sessions, you are making a concession for that client. And in return, you expect them to commit to it, to give it their full attention, and offer you a testimonial at the end of it if they enjoyed it. I think we've talked enough about free coaching. Let's now discuss the transition to paid work. When is it time to start charging? In my opinion, the sooner the better. However, there are a few things to keep in mind beforehand. And the first one is your confidence as a coach. If you had a number of coaching practice hours requirement as part of your qualification, then you've done the trial run and you are now probably ready to charge. People who don't need to provide coaching practice evidence as part of their qualification might still want to build a few hours of free coaching before they start charging, and that's fair enough. However, you will never be a perfect coach. You cannot anticipate or experience all the scenarios and get familiar with them before you start charging. So please don't wait for too long because you think you're not ready. You will become better as you continue to practice and work with more clients. But if you stay in this free coaching zone for too long, you will find it quite difficult to make the jump to paid coaching. If you can see that the clients that you've been working with for free are getting value from your coaching and are seeing some results, then you are ready to charge. The second thing to keep in mind before you start charging is having something to sell. When you were coaching for free, you might have told people that you're offering free coaching sessions and asked them if they wanted to be coached. When money is involved, things are not as simple anymore because people are not looking to buy coaching sessions. They are looking for a solution to their problem, which is why you need to have a coaching offering in place and charge for that instead of charging for sessions. Your coaching offer needs to include both features and benefits. I talk more about this subject in a previous video on the 3 things you need to start a coaching business, which I will link for you on the screen and in the description box below. If you're enjoying the video so far, I would really appreciate it if you gave it a big thumbs up and consider subscribing. It really helps to support the channel, and I thank you in advance if you do. Okay, you're ready to start charging, you have a coaching offering, now it's time to decide how much to charge. Please don't make it almost free. I see a lot of new coaches make this mistake. They charge so little that it might as well be for free because they're not seeing a lot of financial return from their work. I'm talking about 9-month programs for a few £100s. Coaching is a transformational experience, and therefore the price you charge should reflect the value your services bring to your clients. Now, I don't know your personal circumstances, so I cannot tell you in this video how much to charge. That will depend on a lot of factors. However, please keep in mind that from a psychological point of view, your prices will influence the perceived value of your services in the minds of your prospects. If you'd like us to work together on your coaching offering, prices, and business model in general, please get in touch. The link to my diary will be in the description box below. Another mistake to avoid is the temptation to sell one-off sessions instead of an entire coaching package. When you're just starting out, selling one session here and there is not going to do you any favors. And yes, you might get some money from it, but you risk falling into the trap of setting your prices on a per session or a per hour basis, which is coming from a place of thinking like an employee, not like a business owner. I talk more about it in this video. Also, from a cash flow perspective, it's quite disruptive to not have recurring revenue and having to constantly worry about getting your next client. When you're more established, you can build one-off sessions into your offering, which are usually intensive sessions or strategy calls. Until then, however, I would suggest that you have a minimum commitment of 3 sessions and not sell individual coaching hours. It is just as hard, if not harder, to sell 1 hour of coaching as it is to sell a full package. Speaking of selling, the next tip I have for you is to not let anyone else do the selling for you. What do I mean by this? Let's say that you've asked previous clients to recommend you to other people. You need to be smart about the way in which you approach this. Instead of letting your previous clients talk to their friend or acquaintance, instruct them to ask the friend for permission to be contacted by you. This way you avoid your ex-client saying something like, "Oh, I got coached by this coach, I really enjoyed it, and guess what, it was all for free." That person will now have certain expectations before they come and talk to you, and you want to avoid that. Also, nobody knows better what you do and how you help people, and nobody is more qualified than you to talk intelligently and persuasively about it. If you're unsure how to approach a sales conversation, I have an entire video dedicated to the subject, which I will link for you here on the screen and in the description box below. As you talk to people and make them offers, you will find that every once in a while they will ask for discounts or try to negotiate with you on price. If you are going to discount, make sure you take something away from the offering. Otherwise, you're only going to devalue it in the eyes of your client. I'm not a fan of offering discounts, and I'd rather not work with someone and wait until they are ready. I talk more about this in a previous video on how to avoid bad clients, which again, I will link for you. Charging for your coaching services is something normal. Every business charges for their products or services, and yours is no different. If you're uncomfortable with the idea, or you're having difficulties to discuss money, to talk about your prices, etc., then that is a mindset thing. You won't be able to confidently sell your services until you believe in them yourself and you believe that you deserve to be paid for your work. Get in touch if you need help with that. I do a lot of money mindset work with my clients. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, you might want to watch these other two that are suggested on the screen. That's it from me for now. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.